were the prince electors, and the prince electors were the ones that were voting in the next Holy Roman Empire emperor. So, which is kind of weird because it sort of resembles the American like democracy system ish with the great electors and stuff. That's so it's kind of weird, but it's not exactly like akin to one another, but it's similar ish. So the prince electors are the one that vote for who is going to be the next emperor. So the emperor is, it's not like a king of England or king of France or whatever. Whenever the king died, his son was taken over and so on. In this one, it's one of the princes gets voted in as the next dude, the next emperor. So think we can also like it also reminds me of like the Vatican, the way they decide who's the next pope is going to be. It's one of the, not every cardinal, I would assume, because there's so many of them, get to go in there and vote. My guess is only the most influential cardinals get in there and can vote, and then one of them is voted in as being the most popular to be the next pope, and then they just kind of, he just becomes the pope and so on. So I think that's somewhat similar as well. So yeah. The emperor, was he there? Did you see him? Oh, briefly, but he was sitting for a portrait at the time. Quite lovely. I didn't want to bother him or the painter. How was Venice, my lord? I lived there only a few years ago. Oh, fascinating. Well, the city's Jews now live in their own quarter in the north. Oh, that's racist. The city's artists are still producing wonderful work. Titian, in particular, is a god. No offense, father. Of course. Anyway, my wife wanted to stay a bit longer in Innsbruck, and I decided to ride ahead to make a visit to Kiersau. I heard Father Matthias died shortly after the last visit of ours. Father Matthias, abbot of Kiersau before Father Gernot, widely respected by the monks and nuns as well as the people of Tassing, known for his kindness and his love of books. Oh, I would have loved him. A great loss for the abbey and for us all. Indeed, by good fortune, I recently came across a copy of the Historia Tassiae. It was reading during my last visit. So the history of Tassau, is that it? An account of Tassing, yeah. An account of the early history of Tassing. Kiersau previous abbot Father Matthias had a copy. Baron Rothvogel brought another to the abbey as a gift. So yeah, so this is Latin. Interesting. Father Matthias was hoping to find a second copy to corroborate the contents of the first. It contains some fascinating details about the history of this place. Plus, I'm afraid they might even cause a bit of a scandal. Ah, yes. But I must be off. There will be time enough to discuss Tassing's past later. I commissioned a manuscript from the Abbey through Father Gernot, and I have come to check its progress. Yeah, there it is. So that's the abbot. Oh, my lord, if you have come to see your manuscript, you should speak with young Master Maler is here. Not quite a true master yet. I still have to marry and be approved by our city council. Andreas is a journeyman artist from Nuremberg. For the next few months, he's also helping in the Abbey's scriptorium. A room for writing, illustrating, and illuminating manuscripts. Though typically associated with monasteries, they have disappeared from almost all abbeys by the 16th century. Interesting. So this was like it was a giant room with like a whole bunch of like different like wooden panels and stuff, and like lamps or candles, and That's where like people would just like have a book and then like copy it on like a parchment or like in another book or whatever. So, and illustrate it and things. A Nuremberg artist working in an abbey scriptorium in 1518. Oh, we should talk, Andreas. I must know the story. Of course, my lord. It would be an honor. Wonderful. It's so rare to find someone in the countryside who knows anything about art. Thank you for the introduction, Father Thomas. Come to supper at the Abbey tonight. I'm inviting you to the Abbot's table. Did the Abbot invite me? Oh, don't worry about it, Father. Just show up after Vespers. What is he going to do? Refuse us? Excellent. We shall see you then. We will see you then. Miklaus, I'm dismounting. Run ahead of us and take the horse to the Abbey's guest house. I'd like to take my time talking with Master Maler. I'll meet you there. At once, my lord. Oh, I have to cancel I have plans already. So then, a journeyman from Nuremberg. Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little old to not be a master. You said you were unmarried. No, I'm not married, but in truth, I came to my vocation later than my father and brothers. I was in a university for a number of years at Erfurt, wherever that is. It's one of the most populous cities in the empire and is located near its heart. It has been home to a respected university since 1379 and is a center for humanist thought. Erfurt, wonderful. This, I'm assuming small, university as the same as Martin Luther. Priest and professor of theology at the University of Wittenberg, controversial for his opinions on the church's sale of indulgence to forgive sin, which were recently published and distributed throughout the empire. Yeah, so wasn't Martin Luther the Protestant dude? Wasn't he? Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Hold on. Martin Luther. No, not King, just Luther. Yeah, so he was German priest. Hmm. Yeah, so it was a Protestant. That's pretty dark though. The prevailing view amongst historians is that his rhetoric contributed significantly to the development of anti-Semitism in Germany and of the Nazi Party. Damn. That dude was intense from what I'm reading really quickly here. Damn, dude. Yeah, that guy was intense. If you read his works, Tremendous Mind, that explains why he's got something to say about the Jews. He says things about the church that should have been said years ago, might get him into trouble, but he's a brave, brilliant man. Wait, you may have even met him. Did you? You must tell me. No, he was a few years ahead of me. His ideas don't. The thing is, like, some of his ideas, from what I read really quickly, it seemed like he was just like he pushed back against some of the ideas of the church, which is good. But then like the other part, which is really not good, is the whole part about like anti-Semitism. So I'm gonna go with the his ideals don't hold much interest for me, I'm afraid. Even though it might not make him super happy. Oh, nonsense. Even if you disagree with him, how can his ideas not hold your interests? I wonder if the good brothers of the Abbey have heard of him. Perhaps they have even read his list of 95 theses against the church. A list of proposition against the church's practice of selling indulgences for the remission of sin. It was written in 1517 by Martin Luther. So I don't know what that means. Selling indulgences for the remission of sin. Does that mean like if you give to the church and your sins are forgiven? Because if that's the case, then good thing he wrote against it. Father Matthias was not above having a lively debate. I hope Father Gernot does not disappoint in that regard. But enough about Luther for now. Tell me about your university studies. Forgive me, Baron, but did you attend university? You seem very well educated. No, my family is merely wealthy enough to have provided me with all of the books and tutors a child could dream of. I love all knowledge from Aristotle and Cicero to Aristotle, Greek philosopher and student of Plato, renowned as a polymath. He wrote on a wide variety of subjects. His work is extensively cited by current scholars, and even more work is attributed to him than he could have ever written. Cicero, statesman, scholar, lawyer, and renowned orator of the late Roman Republic. I was going to say that's definitely a Roman name. He is revered both for his contributions to Latin literature and his skill at rhetoric. Marsilio Ficino was a 15th century Italian priest and humanist who was one of the leading figures of the Italian Renaissance. He is well known for his translations of the work of Plato into Latin, and Erasmus. So without even looking at the screen, Erasmus is the guy, at the very least, it's a program they call whenever they have like transfer students between two countries. Like one student goes live in another country to kind of learn things. So like in Europe at the very least, that's what they call it. They call it Erasmus. Erasmus of Rotterdam, a Dutch priest and philosopher, was prominent among Northern humanists. He is known for his work in Latin and Greek, as well as his call for reform within the church. Okay, interesting. I may have misjudged the Baron. It seems he is as well-read as any university student. In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. And now then, did you earn your doctorate? I don't know. Oh, that's interesting. So it was written because I didn't know he was like educated. So because I didn't know, is the way it was written before was kind of in the same way everything else was written in town, as if it was like a peasant or something. But now that I know he's educated, it kind of erased, and now it's written like me. It's the same font. No, I didn't. Only a master's degree. I started working towards a doctorate but didn't finish. Oh, that's a shame. But what was your area of study? Oh, look it. Okay. Theology. Andreas has a strong understanding of Catholic theology, biblical knowledge, canon law, heresies, and similar subjects. Imperial law. Andreas knows the basics of the fractured systems of laws that govern the various states of the Holy Roman Empire, and medicine, with the basics of human biology, medicines, and illness. So they're all super interesting. Like, honestly, they're all very interesting. But I think I'm going to go with medicine. Because I know we're going to be investigating a murder. And it'd be nice to know certain things about the body and stuff, I think. But they're both really good. Like all of these are, actually. Because like in real life, I know a little bit about these two things. And I know very, very little of this, though. I mean, I know basic human biology, but I don't know anything about medicines or illnesses all that much. We'll do that. We'll do medicine. All things medical, studying the latest and greatest texts coming out of Italy. Yes, the Italians can continue to innovate in that area. Extraordinary, really. Fascinating work. Who knows what secrets we may learn about the human body in the decades to come? Oh, you have no idea, my dude. You! If I had any faith, I would have prayed you'd never show your face here again. Curse you, Lawrence Rothvogel. Parkta's dog tearing you to pieces would be too kind of fate. Damn! These rustic communities display a shocking lack of hospitality, don't you think? What was that about? Who knows? By the time I finish guessing, the old crone will probably be dead. What did he do? Well, what of your early time in university? Every student must study the trivium and quadrivium, yes? The trivium and quadrivium represents the lower and upper divisions of a classic liberal arts education, university education, Latin. Grammar, logic, and rhetoric form the trivium. Arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy form the quadrivium. Did you have a favorite subject? Yo, look at this. Oh, Latinist. Andreas has a strong command of Latin grammar and vocabulary. He can also easily recall sententia antiquae, quoted words from of wisdom from the Roman Republican Empire. So sententia antiquae, I would assume means like antiquated sentences. Like word for word, but I'm not sure. Logician. Andreas instinctively thinks through the implications of information as he receives it, is adept at spatial analysis and can easily perform complicated calculations in his head. Orator. Andreas excelled at rhetoric in university. He is a skilled teacher, persuader, and public speaker. Occultist. Knows a soul-endangering amount of theoretical and practical knowledge on alchemy, astrology, theurgy, necromancy, and various magical rites and ceremonies. Damn. Heavens and Earth. Andreas knows a great deal about the constellation, heavenly bodies, and their movements. He is also familiar with various plants and animals from study and personal experience. Dude, a lot of these are really good. I'm going to go with Latinist because I chose that I was good with books. And that's part of the reason why I chose Greek. So I'm going to choose Latinist as well, I think. I focused on Latin. It's useful in so many ways, but especially for understanding manuscripts. Wonderful, a beautiful language used in the greatest empire of the ancient world. Tell me, what is your favorite sententia? Sententiae are commonly understood moral maxims. Oh, okay, so they're maxims. Typically originating from ancient Rome or Greece, they may be employed as a sort of quasi-logical rhetorical shorthand amongst educated audiences. Everyone enjoys the smell of their own farts? Oh my god. Remember to tell the tale of another's kindness many times, but whatever kind deed you do for others, keep quiet. Yes, Cato the Younger, an unflinching defender of the Roman Republic. But what did his principle get him? Death at the hands of Caesar. Not quite true, he died by his own hand. And when Caesar learned of it, he said, Cato, I resent you for your death, for you denied me the chance to spare you. A bitter end, but not without a measure of sweetness. In your other studies, was there anything else you excelled at? Oh, I have a second option. Oh, bro. Okay, let's go. Dude, I'm going to go occultist. Yes. I would go occultist, and then I would probably go, like, if I can pick a third one, I would go heavens and earth. Let's do occultists. I use my access to the university's library to pursue more esoteric interests. Oh, esoteric how? Mystical texts, books on alchemy, invoking spirits, divination, purely academic, of course. Of course. I started with Ficino's Corpus Hermeticum, and my interest only deepened from there. Oh, dude. A compilation of 17 religious and philosophical treatises encompassing the soteriology of Hermes Trismegistus, or thrice great Hermes. The centuries-old text reflects Egyptian, Greek, and Jewish traditions and ideas, and were translated into Latin in the late 15th century by Marsilio Ficino and Lodovico Lazzarelli. Quite interesting, Andreas. I'll make some time to speak with you more on this topic during my stay. I look forward to it, my lord. Ah, there's the Abbey. I have good memories of this place and of Father Matthias. I was sad to hear of his passing. How did you come to know him? How did you come to know of Kiersau at all? My family have been patrons of Kiersau for, I don't know how many generations. Some years ago, I heard that Kiersau still had a wonderful library in artisans. Professional artists have taken over most manuscript productions, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. Well, there's not much left of it these days. 2 old men, a young scribe, and me. Well, perhaps it is nostalgia that brings me back here. I commissioned a manuscript through Father Gernot a year ago. I thought I would stop by and check on the progress. Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. I know the work, but no, I do know the artist well, the venerable brother Piero. How venerable? He still has his wits and his skills, if that's what concerns you. Brother Piero has an incredible talent with color. Then I very much look forward to seeing it. Again, now I would assume the time has passed. There's no way time hasn't passed. It has to have passed. Miklaus, tend to the horse and the baggage. I'm heading up to the Abbey. Yes, my lord. Well, let's not keep the abbot waiting any longer. Oh, the nuns. Nuns. Quite unusual for a Benedictine house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. Founded in the 6th century, the Benedictines are a Christian monastic order that observes vows of obedience, poverty, chastity, and stability under the rule of Saint Benedict of Nursia. The church closed most of them centuries ago. But then, Kiersau is a place out of time in more ways than one. Do you know Mother Cecilia? She seemed to recognize you. We are acquainted, yes. Let's leave it at that. Oh, that's the abbot. Ah, you must be Father Gernot. I am Lorenz, Baron of... Yes, the Baron of Rothvogel. So wonderful to have you here again. We actually did meet on your last visit. Wow, this is like very flowery. Ah, if you say so, I'm not good with remembering faces. Please forgive me, my lord, but I wasn't expecting you for another few days. Yes, I know, but I rode ahead. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscript. I'm sure if it's no trouble. Yes, I mean, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Yes, certainly, my lord. I will meet you there. Andreas, I don't know what you were doing with the Baron, but I'll need you in the scriptorium now. Book of Hours. A type of illuminated manuscript that contains an abbreviated form of the prayers for the divine office in addition to other religious texts. Most are relatively plain, but wealthy patron often commission lavish examples with elaborate illustrations. Is this about time to ask for an advance on my payment for the Book of Hours? Oh God. I'm gonna go here. Of course, Father. I'm eager to get to work. Then get to work. I should have asked him about an advance for the Gertner's taxes. Maybe I could just convince Brother Mathia to pay me early. Mathieu. Oh, I didn't realize that was it. I thought I was... Damn it. Oh. I didn't read this. I didn't check the journal, that's why. Okay, let's try this. I know Italian. I know human biology. I know Latin. I know Greek. I know a lot about books. People. Brother Mathieu of Neuchâtel. Probably French. No, it's the Swiss. I was close because they do speak French in Switzerland. Swiss sacristan of Kiersau Abbey, responsible for maintaining the sacristy, the abbey's treasury, and for assisting Father Gernot during the liturgy of hours. Sister Matilda of Kremston. I forgot. Is that a T? It's got to be a T. No, it's a C. T is a little. So, cellarer for the nuns of Kiersau Abbey works often in the convent gardens. Attilia, widow, Kemperin, farmer, widow of Ranig Kemperin, lost her home after the death of her husband. Oh God, well, that's bad. Veronica Adena. Sister Zdena of Tabor, Bohemian nun, assistant to Sister Illuminata in the library. She has a markedly impious attitude towards life in Kiersau. Mother Cecilia of Augsburg, prioress of Kiersau Abbey and responsible for all of the abbey's nuns. Like all of Kiersau's prioresses, Cecilia was once the abbey's librarian. Interesting. Father Gernot of Munich. Abbot of Kiersau Abbey, Father Gernot replaced the former highly beloved abbot, Father Matthias. Gernot is known in the abbey as a disciplinarian and in the town as a harsh landlord. He is struggling to fund the abbey as the scriptorium no longer generates much money. Marie Druckerin, block cutter and typecaster, wife of Klaus, mother of Berthold. I have to cancel my lunch with them. Don't know how I'm going to do that though. Church, cloister. Lower Abbey. It is still 6. No, so time hasn't passed.